Sometimes evolution produces marvels like the octopus, an intelligent, adaptable creature with fascinating abilities. But every so often, evolution seems to take a bizarre detour, resulting in animals that appear poorly designed or downright ridiculous. Some of these creatures defy all logic, leaving us to wonder if nature was just having an off day when it made them. These animals are so impractical in their design that their very existence feels like a cosmic joke. Let's explore some of the most absurd evolutionary outcomes. Horses are synonymous with speed, strength, and grace. For centuries, humans have bred them to run faster, jump higher, and pull heavier loads. However, their physical design is far from ideal. Horses can reach breathtaking speeds of up to 80 to 89 kilometers per hour. But this incredible performance comes at a severe cost. When horses run too fast or too long, they can experience exercise-induced pulmonary hemorrhage, a condition where blood vessels in their lungs burst under the strain of heavy breathing. This leads to coughing up blood and significant discomfort. Once this condition starts, the only solution is to stop them from running altogether. Despite their muscular build, horses are fragile creatures. Their respiratory system is a glaring weak spot, making their incredible speed an impressive but self-sabotaging trait. Koalas are adorable, sure, but their evolutionary design leaves a lot to be desired. These herbivores eat nothing but eucalyptus leaves, which are not only low in nutrients but also toxic. To cope with this diet, most herbivores have evolved specialized teeth or digestive systems. Not koalas. Koalas have a single set of small jagged teeth that wear down quickly as they chew fibrous eucalyptus leaves. Over time, their teeth are ground down to the gums, leaving them unable to eat. Starvation is often the tragic end for these picky eaters. To make matters worse, koalas have smooth brains, limiting their problem-solving skills. Combine this with their terrible dietary choices, and you've got a creature that feels like nature forgot to finish the design process. The ocean sunfish, or molar, is a creature that seems to exist simply to confuse us. These strange, disc-shaped fish grow up to 4.3 meters and weigh over 2,300 kilograms. Despite their massive size, they eat a diet of jellyfish, algae, and plankton, low-nutrition foods that barely sustain their large bodies. Sunfish are also plagued by parasites and have no natural defenses. They lack a swim bladder, which most fish use to stay afloat, and instead rely on a jelly-like layer under their skin to maintain buoyancy. Their reproductive strategy involves laying 300 million eggs at a time and hoping some survive. The sunfish is, quite literally, nature's gamble. Cheetahs are the fastest land animals, capable of reaching speeds of 112 kilometers per hour or 70 miles per hour. But beneath their sleek, muscular exterior lies a fragile and anxious creature. In captivity, cheetahs are so prone to stress that they often have difficulty socializing and breeding. Zoos worldwide have resorted to giving them emotional support dogs to help calm their nerves. These high-strung predators are the poster children for too fast, too fragile. Despite their speed and hunting prowess, cheetahs are vulnerable, anxious creatures struggling to survive. Sea snakes live their entire lives in the ocean, slithering through salt water as if it were land. But here's the catch: they can't drink salt water. These snakes rely on fresh rainwater that forms a thin layer on the ocean's surface during storms. In the long stretches between rains, sea snakes suffer from chronic dehydration. Despite living in an aquatic environment, they spend much of their lives parched. Evolution gave them the ability to survive in water, but not the ability to drink it. An ironic twist that makes their existence a perpetual struggle. The giant squid is one of the ocean's most fearsome creatures, with eyes the size of basketballs and the ability to devour sharks and smaller squid. However, this massive predator has a bizarre anatomical quirk. Its esophagus passes directly through its brain. If a giant squid swallows prey that's too large, the food can press against its brain and cause damage. Essentially, eating too much can lead to fatal brain injuries. For such a massive and powerful creature, this seems like a catastrophic oversight on evolution's part. The kakapo, New Zealand's nocturnal, flightless parrot, is an evolutionary enigma. These birds are clumsy, slow, and completely defenseless against predators like cats and weasels. But the real kicker is their bizarre mating habits. Male kakapos build elaborate bowls to amplify their loud, booming calls to attract females. However, this only happens every 2 to 5 years when the rimu fruit, one of their main food sources, blooms. If the fruit doesn't bloom or the males aren't loud enough, the females won't mate. Unsurprisingly, kakapos are critically endangered, with just over 150 individuals left in the wild. Great white sharks are apex predators, but their need to constantly swim to breathe is a significant drawback. These sharks rely on ram ventilation, meaning they must keep water flowing over their gills at all times to extract oxygen. Even when they sleep, great whites must find currents to push water through their gills. It's the aquatic equivalent of needing a ventilator every time you want to take a nap. While this adaptation works, it's far from ideal for a creature at the top of the food chain. Whales are mammals that returned to the sea millions of years ago. But evolution left them with lungs instead of gills, forcing them to surface regularly to breathe. For creatures that live entirely underwater, this is a major inconvenience. Their mammalian traits, like live birth and air breathing, are evolutionary leftovers that make their aquatic lifestyle more difficult than it needs to be. Whales may be majestic, but their design is far from efficient. As a species, humans have achieved incredible intellectual feats, but our physical design, not so much. Our feet are fragile, with 26 separate bones that can easily be sprained or broken. Our spines, originally adapted for quadrupedal movement, struggle to support our upright posture, leading to chronic back pain for most of us by middle age. Then there's childbirth, a process so risky that 1/3 of births now require surgical intervention. Our oversized brains and narrow birth canals make giving birth one of the most dangerous processes in nature. For all our accomplishments, humans are living proof that even evolution's so-called masterpiece can have its flaws. Evolution is an incredible force, shaping life in ways both awe-inspiring and absurd. While some creatures seem perfectly designed for their environments, others, like the ones on this list, remind us that nature isn't always logical. Whether fragile, inefficient, or just plain weird, these animals are proof that evolution doesn't always get it right.